When I was covering the Nationals on their journey to become World Series champions, there were a couple stories that happened around that job that really were special. And one of them is the beer man story, and I've got to share this. So when I was a kid, we would go to see the Orioles play a lot because the Nationals weren't there. And whenever we would go, we would always see the same beer vendor.
He was selling beer at Memorial Park in Baltimore, and we'd see him, and he was very distinctive. He had a long ponytail. He had a very workmanlike approach. He took his job seriously.
And he would always scream out, "Beer here!" Anyway, that was that. So about 15 years after that time started, I was interning at the Summer Olympics in Atlanta. And I went because my dad was also there for work. And we went to a track and field event. We sit down, and all of a sudden we hear, "Beer here!" And we look, and it's the same exact guy. So we're like, oh my gosh, what are the odds of this? We're in a totally different state, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, game 4 of the NLCS. I'm in Washington. My parents also went to the game. Nationals were winning. At the end of the game, I remember I went down the tunnel, kind of down by the first baseline to try to just get a better vantage point. And my dad was with me, and we go down there, and it's been more than 20 years since Atlanta. And all of a sudden we hear, "Beer here." And I didn't even have to look. I was just like, you've got to be kidding me. I mean, I get goosebumps thinking about it now. We turn around.
Oh my gosh, there's a guy way deep from my past. My eyes widened. I wanted to run up and shake his hand, give him a hug and say, "Howard, how you been? Where you been?"
And we were just like, who are you? Like, what's your story? What is this? Anyway, he's amazing.
He stopped. He said he recognized us. Did he really? I don't know, but he was very gracious. And can we get a picture of you? Sure. And then he sat and chatted, talked to Lindsay about her career and the work she had done in Washington. And it was just a very pleasant experience. And it was more than old home week. It was almost more than seeing an old friend.
We took a picture with him, but it was one of those things that, like, you never expect that to happen. And it was such a special sort of bonding full circle moment. And then, I mean, to think that the Nationals then went on to win the World Series after that, it was just like, wow, right? What does that mean? What are you supposed to take away from it? But that guy, there he is, still spreading cheer.
Just thinking about Howard, I can't wait to get back. And I hope that we see Howard again, because from now on, every time I see him, I'm going to go down and say, "Hey, Howard, how you doing? You know, do you remember me? We took a picture of you during the Nats playoff run in 2019, and can I buy a beer?" You know, he's just a great guy. Over and out.